I used to be a terrible misogynist, and in some ways I admit I still am, but I'm not proud of it, so I'm changing. I'm not wanting to change or trying to change, I'm changing. And I started on this journey a long time ago. Started to realize that maybe I had been miseducated. I had all the wrong role models. I just think I grew up in a sick environment. The way my father treated women, including my mother, was horrible. But I didn't know that back then. So I spent many years wanting to be like my father, in every way. Looked at the way the other men in my life treated their women, like my uncles. And then when you're young and impressionable, the messages we were getting from hip-hop. And then at school, when you're with your friends and the things they think they know about women. I had all the wrong influences. At the same time, I had my mother and my sister that would try to tell me, no, that's wrong, that's not right. But they were outnumbered. I just thought they didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. I remember being young with my friends, and we were all bragging about all the shit women are taking from us, how we're mistreating them and they're still sticking around. We thought the shit was hilarious. Now I fail to see the humor in it. So what I learned from, not all, but the majority of the men in my environment and my influence, like on the radio and on TV, I was just miseducated. I viewed my woman as someone I owned, someone who belonged to me. And in order for that to work, she has to have less power than I. So at times, when she was being assertive, I viewed it as disrespect. And then I had to overpower her, either with words or physical intimidation, to put her back in what I thought was her place. That's misogynist shit. I no longer view women that way. And the reason, I started listening to women. Not just pretending to listen, but I started listening. I wonder how many other misogynists are willing to take a long, hard, uncomfortable look at themselves and say, well, these views are destructive, my behavior is toxic, and I'm changing it now. How many of you look at your woman as someone you own? How many of you spend your time and energy trying to take your woman's power away, trying to make her feel powerless, trying to overpower her so you can maintain a position of dominance, try to rule her? How many men do that? How many men look at women as just something you use? Yeah, I want to put my dick in her, and if she won't let me, then now I have a negative view toward her. How many men are willing to admit that? Furthermore, how many racists are willing to take a long, hard, uncomfortable look at themselves? How many of you want to overpower people of color to keep them in their position beneath you? How many of you are willing to take a look at yourselves? How many of you are willing to say, okay, I see now, this is destructive, and maybe consider listening to people of color, because you may have been misinformed, you may have been miseducated by your environment. How will you know? You don't listen. You don't listen because you think you know. That was the way I was. I thought I knew. Humble yourself. And if you're unwilling to do that, if you're unwilling to at least consider the possibility that you may have been misled, ask yourself, what are you trying so desperately to cling to? What are you afraid to lose?